time is now, the time is here. Now's the time for a bite of cheer. A tasty delight where the price is right. Well, look here, you'll dig this sight. The moment's handy for a piece of candy. Just name your brand, they're all so grand. Hey, what do you think of a nice cool drink? Or a big box filled with a popcorn thrill? Let your taste buds meet with an ice cream treat. Refresh yourselves, it's time to eat. So come on, folks, let's join the band as we all head for the refreshment stand.
Welcome to your favorite drive-in theater and a sparkling new season. Watch our screen and local newspapers for all the fine shows coming this way. Show after show will feature the latest hits, the biggest stars for fun-filled, pleasure-packed evenings. Relax, come as you are, and spend an enjoyable night out with the entire family. No parking problems, no babysitting problems. And there are always tasty snacks at our modern refreshment stand.
Thanks, folks. And once again, welcome back.
Folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to visit our refreshment center during the intermission or any time. You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good. We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. Oh, a word of caution. Don't drive over 10 miles an hour in the theater area for your safety's sake. And Mom or Pop, go with the kids when they leave the car. We hope you have a wonderful time. Come back soon.
Most of us will spend Memorial Day weekend with our families, watching parades, picnicking, golfing, just doing the things we enjoy. To top off a perfect weekend, may we suggest you see our special holiday show. It's an exceptionally entertaining program. So plan to relax and spend a few enjoyable hours with the family at this theater during the Memorial Day weekend.
Refresh yourself. It's intermission time. The concession stand is open and ready to serve you.
It's intermission time, folks. So hurry, hurry, hurry. Step right over to our refreshment center for the most extravagant array of refreshment goodies ever assembled under one roof. Enjoy breathtaking, mouth-watering goodies. Everything from a snack to a delicious full meal. At our refreshment center, you'll find a large variety of goodies to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, or your sweet tooth. So hurry, hurry, hurry. Visit our refreshment center now.
There's plenty of time to treat yourself to something good to eat at our refreshment center.
At our refreshment stand, your wish is our command. So the coffee we serve there is pure perfection.
Check, check, testing, 1, 2, fuck it. And that's my cue. I'm a pepper. Are you a pepper? My word. Technical difficulties this morning. I apologize, people. Things are really glitchy today. I did a reset here, restart, a few minutes ago. And it seems to be holding off much of the delay. So we're just gonna, oh, there it just dropped down again. We're just gonna have to see how it goes. I imagine I'm gonna be dropping a few frames and glitching out a little bit occasionally. I hope it doesn't detract from your being entertained by this show. If it so does entertain you, yeah. Well, going over my checklist, and it looks like we got everything taken care of last night. At the last minute, around midnight or so, I finally got my promo for the week finished and uploaded. I had a hell of a weekend. I actually found some side work, so I was working Saturday, and then my van is just a complete boob, so I didn't drive it yesterday, didn't work yesterday. I'll take the wife's car out in the morning and go do a few things. Gotta go make that bread. Gotta get those guitars out of hock. Aye. So, anywho, good morgen, ja. How are ye? How are ye? Ye. How are ye? I got a TV guide. I got some stuff picked out. You know, record of the day, movie of the week. It's not here, it's over there. So I'll have to bring it over in a minute. But right now, I'm just a toid. I'm just a toid. A wastoid. A wastoid. Totally. Better a toid than a Lloyd, eh? Better a bard than a tard. Ah, jeez. Did he say that? Yeah. I mean, you know. Yeah. Whew. What a weekend. Anybody have a good weekend? I had an okay weekend. I had a lot of stuff to do, and I only got a few things done. I'm going to go out today and do some more painting. I have to go by the hardware store, pick up some paint and some caulk. And hey, good morning. Oh, just got home from work. Well, I'm just getting ready to go to work. Yes, I will be finishing up some painting today at a friend's house. And then probably later on going to pick up those said guitars from the guitar guy. As well as a little dubage. I need some dubage. Gotta get some more dubage. I hope the technical difficulties aren't too crazy on your end. They were really harassing me this morning. It would just, all of a sudden I would just have no signal, boom, and then come back, and then boom, and come back. So I can only see what it kind of looks like on my phone here, but I can't hear it. I did reset this morning, and hopefully that did it. Hopefully that did the trick. I'm still dropping a few frames occasionally, but nothing too crazy. I'm at the point now to where I miss having my teeth in. I wore them on Saturday, I wore them for 13 hours, and they didn't bug me. The next day they bugged me, yesterday. But I wore them for 4 hours yesterday. So now I'm gonna, oh good, thank you. I will be putting them on this morning before I leave the house, and hopefully wear them all night, all day and into the night. Yeah. Totally. So how you doing there, buddy? How's it going, eh? Natalie's nervous and excited about the trip. Yep. To be young. You ever think about traveling to Europe, Joey? Let's go to Japan. I know Natalie wants to go to London, and I'd love to go to Japan. I think I'd like to go to Japan with Joey. That'd be fun. Well, you better be tired. If you're not tired, you're some kind of cyborg or something. Sheesh. You better get some sleep, dude. Dude, you better get some sleep, man. I mean, totally. You work too much. Totally. I was just talking to the little woman again about Colorado. And sounds pretty cool. Sounds pretty cool. That's cool. It's all right to be nervous. It's a big thing. It's neat that you have a friend there. You get to stay with that friend, and she has everything planned out, so you don't have any wasted time. Hey, cool. All right. Well, then, if I don't go, I can at least go vicariously through you. By the way, you owe me convention photos, so send me some of them convention photos that you took the other day. Unless you're like, I had too much fun, I couldn't take any, then even better. Oh, a music festival, cool. You gotta go by, of course, you gotta go by Tower Records, right? That would be my one big thing, is Tower Records. I gotta stay in a capsule hotel. I gotta eat sushi out of a vending machine. I mean, you know, you gotta gamble right when you get off the airport, right when you get off the plane, right in the airport. There's a whole bunch of little things on a checklist, right? Ooh, Bolivia. Really? It's about time, huh? Your old man's like, come on, jeez, you go everywhere else, but you won't go with me, huh? Well, in that case, I want a hat. Totally, eh? With one of them really colorful headbands. Those hats. Do the girls wear the round ones and the guys wear the flat ones? I don't know. Is there some kind of rule with the hats? It's kind of weird, you know. Oh, you're not going with him. Ooh, all right. There you go. Are you gonna solo it? Right on, buddy. Excellent. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Nice. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Bunch of young guys going to Italy. Cousins. I know Natalie's always trying to talk her cousins into going and doing stuff. They're all so busy, you know. Of course, so is she, but she squeezes in the time to go have some frickin' fun. She does. Always. That's the way it is. I wish you could come out in December. We got 3 concerts in December. Sheesh. Oh, man. Of course, one of them is just out here. So that's cool. But gosh golly, man. It sure is kind of a bummer having you so far away. I was telling Hilda, my wife, for those of you who don't know, I was telling her the other day that, man, I wish we had a cheap, fast way to get you over here, back and forth, right? Like, let's teleport him over, you know? Oh, cut it out. Start thinking about December then, shit. Thinking about it. I think she's going to see, what is it? Motion City Soundtrack. And then somebody else, of course. And then we're going up right here in town to see Big Sandy and his Fly Ride Boys. And I am looking at possibly this year trying to get the stuff that I had wanted to do last year. I've got a stack of reel-to-reel tapes behind me right there, right here, and then there's these cases here. And what I was going to do is I was going to put a couple of albums on each reel-to-reel, and then do a custom cover on each one, and then a custom box for all of them to go in, and then gift him that, you know, a box set of all of his stuff. That would be cool. That would be cool. So I'm still playing around with that idea and how to do that. Mainly how to label the plastic cases with some kind of screen print or something. I heard my phone go ding. You stupid phone. Anybody else sick of their phones? Let me go find it. I have to. Found it. It was still in my bag from last night. It's of course Joey, and he didn't really take any good pictures. About 15 photos. Okay, that's cool. Right on, yeah. It says they're unavailable. Let me take a look here. iCloud, the Claudius Maximus. Oh, okay, there they are. Oh, nice. Ooh. Video game cars. That's cool. That's bitchin', buddy. Do I have your permission to share some on the show at some point? Ship or package tomorrow. Don't take it out of the box when you get it. Okay, I will do that. Nowhere on the East Coast, huh? Huh. Huh. Well, you're free to take my ticket if you make it over here in December. I have seen them before. They are quite awesome. Thank you for the photos. I'll play around with those more. There goes my computer slowing down again, speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down. It's like a rubber band, and you pull it and it goes wow 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 wow, and it keeps bouncing around. Well, we will take that gift and we will stash it away as soon as it shows up, and we look forward to having you out here again, and it'll be awesome. We'll dig out the old air mattress and give the dogs a bath. Totally, eh? Yeah. No, I don't sneak peeks at gifts, even if they're not for me. I'm like one patient dude. You'd have to say, oh man, did you open that present? I'll be like, oh shit. No. Dude, it's been a month. Well, I forgot. I told myself not to open it. I didn't open it. And there you go. There you go. Yeah, exactly. I didn't see nothing. Package. This is just a package, man. This is just a package. What gift? Totally, eh? Totally. A gift horse. That's what it is. Right now, kisser. Totally. Last night, I'm like, it's like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, I have to eat again. Because I only ate once yesterday. Shh. And that's because I took a long nap. I got up, had my breakfast, thought about going to work, decided I didn't want to hassle with the van. So, yeah, I laid around and then jumped back in bed for about 4 or 5 hours. And then got up and had, what did I have? I had a half a chicken sandwich. Mom got a whole roasted chicken. So she's in there and she's making herself a sandwich, mayo and mustard, all this stuff stacked. And I'm like, can I just get a piece of half piece of bread with chicken on one half, and I can fold it up and eat. She's like, that's all? So I ate that, and a couple of hours later, at like 8 o'clock, I'm starving. By 9, I'm telling Natalie, let's go to the store and see if we can find something to eat. She's like, yeah, I'm hungry. So she just went to keep me company, like she usually does. So we brought home a few things. Milk, because I drink milk every day, every night. Milk. And some lemonade. I love lemonade. We got a big macaroni and cheese thing to split. And then when we came home, we split that with a couple of fish sticks each. And that was good. That helped me to not go to sleep starving. And then at 11:30 last night, I had a muffin and a big tall glass of milk. And then I laid down in bed for a couple of hours and just kind of laid there. I think about 3 in the morning, after I took a leak, I actually got about a half an hour's sleep last night. So there you go. If it wasn't for the 5 hours I had in the middle of the day yesterday, I'd be feeling miserable right now. And I'm sure by noon I will be feeling horrible. So I'm going to get done here at about 7, and then I have to eat breakfast, get dressed, back in my paint clothes, run to the hardware store, get paint, caulk, run over to the guy's house, scrape and prime a little bit that I missed when I was there Saturday. I got done, I got all cleaned up and looked over and went, oh man, I forgot this jam over here. So it's the least affected jam. So I got a little bit to scrape and prime, and then I'm going to caulk all of the stuff that I need to caulk, and then go back and hit that one that I just primed. And then from there I can then start over again and put top coats on everything. And what I'll try to do is get 2 top coats on everything with a brush in about 4 hours, including the caulking. So I'm hoping the caulking takes me less than an hour, and the scraping and priming of the little piece of the door should only take me about 20 minutes, 15 or 20 minutes. And then if I can get everything else painted out a couple of times with a brush in a couple of hours, then I can get the hell out of there and call it a day. I think we have one house to clean today. So at some point there needs to be enough time in the day to deal with that. I also need to get over and get my guitars today, this evening if I'm lucky, and then get a little doobage, figure out what's for dinner, right? I'm the difficult guy. The other night it's like, hey look, we're actually gonna eat dinner at the same time, and we're gonna eat the same thing, right? That was weird. We all had Mom's chicken enchilada suizas. That's good stuff. She made so much sauce. It's like, oh, what are we feeding an army here? I'm like, call a neighbor, see if he wants some. I'm always doing that to her. I'm like, oh, we got too much food. Call Dave, see if he's hungry. Call Devin, see if he wants a plate of food. Because I just don't want it to sit in the fridge and go to waste, right? We need Joey around, right? And then we'd have an extra mouth to feed, and then we wouldn't wind up with all these leftovers. It's like all meals that we create are set up for like 4 people or more, right? We got 3 people in the family, so there's always like a plate left over, right? Or more. You know, I can't feed the dogs leftovers. They're already too fat. This morning I was walking by this table here in front of me, and on the floor a little shadow darted around, and it was like, I'm like, where the hell, what the hell? And it was on the ground, but I thought it was like the shadow of something. I thought there was a moth flying low. It was moving so fast, right? So after I did the little dance, wondering what the hell was running around under my feet, I stomped on it. Mail you the food. There you go. So I stomped on it, and it turned out to be a little spider. So I'm like, ah. My wife was sitting on the couch yesterday, or a couple of days ago, and she says, what was that? And I said, what? She's looking around. She said, I saw this little dark thing dart across the couch, right? I'm like, oh, I don't know. That was it. That fast-moving little spider. Yep. I'm going to put out some traps. Little traps. Totally, eh? Yeah, you know, you told me that your dad makes too much food. Do you have any invalid neighbors around? Neighbors that are like shut-ins or something? How would you know, right? Unless you actually know them. We live right next door to a shut-in. He never leaves his house. Every once in a great while, he'll come out onto his porch and talk to the delivery driver. Or every once in a great while, he'll actually walk his trash down to the dumpster. Usually he just throws it out, and we'll go by and pick it up, take it to the dumpster for him. But he's a complete shut-in. So we try to send him a few home-cooked meals a month, because he never leaves. He never goes out, doesn't do restaurants. He has food delivered, hot food and stuff delivered, because of the new delivery system. That's pretty cool. He can get anything delivered now. Before, a couple of years ago, he used to have to get rides to the store, or give somebody a list and pay them to go to the store for him. And we used to take him to the store. You know, hey, take your time, do whatever you want. You know, we're here anyway. Don't worry about paying us. You know, I got things to do, so take your time. You know, but now he just, you know, punches that shit up on his phone. That's so cool. I think they want everybody to be shut-ins now, because the way they've got it set up is you never have to leave your fucking house. You don't. You can order everything from your home and never leave. If you can get stuff delivered to your address, you never again you can have hot food, you can have fresh frozen food, you can have anything, pardon me, delivered. Anything. A car, even though you're a shut-in, right? Shut yourself in your car. You can get anything fucking delivered. It's crazy. Wow. So why leave? I mean, if I had a choice and could swing it, I would live on 5 acres or more out in the woods with a nice road for deliveries, right? And I would never leave that property. I'd be out there all the time. Everything would just show up. Every once in a while, somebody'd have to go into town, but I would just have everything delivered. Fuck it. I would never leave again. What I've always wanted was a way that you could park your vehicles down on like a foothill, right? And then your stuff goes into a basket, a gondola, right? And it goes up a tram, up a hill to another flat level spot where your home is, right? So there's no road. There's a staircase, right, and a slide to get down, but there's no, you know, maybe you can ride the gondola up, but there's no driveway. There's no way to get an actual full-size vehicle up to where the house is. I've always wanted to live like that, so that no matter what, you can control who comes and who goes, and complete isolation, you know. Live on the top of a giant rock. That'd be so cool. In a cave, in a stone, a hollowed out giant boulder, whatever. It could happen. It could happen. Going in, cover me. My computer, it looks like shit. It looks like it keeps dying. I hope that my signal doesn't look completely horrible out there. I feel like it's glitching a lot, freezing the pictures. So, let me know. So I think I'm going to try replacing the PCM on my van. I see shadows. It's just my imagination. What happens is I got these eyebrows and the hairs go and they hang down in front of my eyes. And it makes it look like there's these little ghost images out in front of me. And it trips me out. It totally trips me out. Yeah. Totally. I wish this house here was worth fixing up. But I've come to the conclusion that it's just not worth spending the money on fixing up. It's better to just quit while we're ahead. You know, we've gotten more than what this house is worth. We've gotten our money's worth out of this place 10 times over. It freezes, but the auto is fine. That's what I thought. That's because that's the way it works. It makes sure your audio stays on, but the picture drops a few frames here and there. I've dropped 11,548 frames in the last 36 minutes. That's a lot of frames to drop, but that's spread out. So there you go. Dropped frames. Yeah. Drop frames. It's not running completely horrible. So there you are. There you have it. There it is, right there in front of you. I'm real excited about doing the work that I'm doing now, right? It's been so long since I've been out doing work. Usually I'm, cleaning toilets and scrubbing floors and that kind of stuff, which is great work if you can get it, because it's indoors, especially out here. If you can get indoor work, do it. So I spend most of my time working out here in an air-conditioned house. Saturday and today, however, I'm going to be outside again today. So I'm only going to be out there a few hours. I'm assuming that I can get what I need done in a reasonable amount of time, especially if I haul ass. I was assuming 8 hours, 4 hours, and then another 4 hours. I'd like to keep it about that. I didn't give them an estimate. So, that's how I work, It's like, look, I work for X amount of dollars an hour, and I won't cheat you or rape you, right? So there you go. But I did work 5 hours on Saturday, so I'm hoping to keep it about 3 hours today, so I can keep it about 8 hours. If I go to 10 hours, so be it. It is what it is. If I do another 5 hours today, it's the doors are in the jams, they're in horrible condition. It's just the way it is. So there you go. There you have it. There's one door that I am going to paint because it's a flat door. It's kind of an interior door that it should not be an exterior door. So I'm going to give it some paint because the bottom is starting to really expand. So, totally. I can't believe it's 5:30 already. I didn't sleep for shit, so I imagine about the time I'm done with the show and eat breakfast, I'm going to be just hammered. But I just got to hit it and get it and go knock out that paint stuff and get it done. tomorrow. Let's see, today normally we'd be going to the university, but it's a holiday, so my daughter has the day off. Yay! Yay! I'm going to heat up my coffee here. Did I do that already? I don't think I did. Nope. Alright, I'll be right back. And I'll get the album of the day, the movie of the week. Ooh, good stuff. Totally. So, my plan was to talk about 8-track tapes all week. So at some point, I'm going to be pulling out some 8-tracks, probably later today or tomorrow. I'm going to clean up my desk here a little bit and bring in the stuff that I need to work on some 8-track tapes. And we're going to work on some 8-track tapes. And I'm going to try to, because we're just going to be doing live stuff for a while, until I can get the new hard drive, which should be in the next week or so, which isn't a big deal. I need some time off anyway. So during my live stuff, I'm going to try to do some more stuff. Today I've got to get out of here at 7, so we're bugged out there. Tomorrow, I have no clue what's going on. I may try to stay a little long here tomorrow. Wednesday, of course, is another university day, so I'll be getting done here, eating breakfast, and taking a nap, so that I've got energy for the drive and the trip and everything. I just realized that Simon is upside down. Sorry, Snoops. There you go. Simone Kernal. Yeah. And then, yeah, Thursday, Friday, that's still up in the air. I just try to pick out stuff that I can do, that I know I can deal with. And because right now I am trying to gear up and collect merchandise so that I can do my little roadside shop. We'll get on over here and take her to school on Wednesday. Oh, wait, you're not going to be here yet. Dope! That's right, and I need to make sure of, I'm sure it's on the calendar in there, but the dates that you're here, when you're going to be here, and then when you're going to be back here after Chicago, so I can try to set up a place for you, one of the houses, because you're going to be coming down from a plane trip, and then you're going to be getting geared up to go on another plane trip, and then when you come back, you're going to need a, you know, space, your own bathroom, a place to detox, if you would like. So let me know, and I'll hook up with Natalie and make sure that we get it all straightened out. And then that way, if you'd like, we can try to find you a place for a night or two to hang out. So you don't have to put up with us old farts the whole time. Sonny. Because I'll keep calling you Sonny and Turbo and Sport Junior. That kind of stuff. Right. That's me. Nickname Johnny. Totally, eh? Totally. The house up the street here hasn't been getting a lot of business, so it'll probably be that one. Which is pretty cool because it's right up the street, yeah. And then, man, I gotta do that whole inventory thing. I've got to go through all of my shit and lay it all out and organize it and price it, clean it, prep it. Oh, there's just so much. So I think after I get through with the side jobs and I've got the guitarist back, paid for, repaired and beautiful, I get the PCM for the van and get it installed and get the van working, and then get the hard drive, right? I think after all of that, and I'm able to stop and just go back to normal work schedule, I think that I'm going to take a break and just work on specific things here on my channel and at home, and take a little time to do that so that when I come back at the first of the year with a new season of mornings and new seasons of other stuff, I've got a better handle on things. There's a whole shitload of stuff I need to do, but between now and the first of the year, I think I'll spend a lot of on-camera time repairing machines and preserving 8-track cartridges and that kind of shit. Somebody's got to do it, right? So I'll take donations of 8-track tapes and players and recorders and speakers and stereos and that kind of crap, because that's the kind of guy that I am. So, and I seek it out. I look for it. If it's not too pricey, then I'll save it, right? Then I'll salvage it and stick it away on a shelf forever, right? I need to reorganize my quarters in here. I've got a chair over here in the corner. I'm going to pull this chair out, and I'm going to use this area here to stack players and recorders to work on. So I'm going to go out, I'm going to hand select a bunch of stuff out of my storage and bring them in here and stack them here with some boxes of tapes, and then I'm going to bring in every single 8-track that I can find, every one that I own, and collect them from all over the house and bring them into this corner, and then eventually stack them on this table here in front of me and refurbish them, clean them, make them playable, test them, rate them, categorize them, price them, bag them, tag them, get them ready. I think that's the best thing that I can do as far as getting these things ready for a new life, a new future, right? Because now people are when they buy these things and take them home with them, they know they're going to be holding on to it for a long time because they've invested money into this stuff. And that's what I'm hoping, is that I'm not just saving these things from the landfill for a brief period of time, but for a long period of time. You know, so that they can make it into the next century. They made it this far, right? A lot of the tapes that I have are 50 years old. A lot of the machines that I have are 40 to 50 years old. So this stuff is sometimes as old as I am or older. So I'm going to be taking this 40, 50-year-old stuff and just giving it new life. You know, I gotta give it new life. I can't just see something in the trash or I mean, there's a lot of people like that who see something worth saving and actually go to the effort to save it, and then find it a new home. It's like rescuing a dog, and then you hold on to it long enough until it finds that right forever home, right? I'm not like that. Once I find a dog, rescue a dog, I then become its forever home. That's just the way I am. It's just the way I am. Totally. So let's see. The album of the day is one of my favorites from my childhood. It is the best of the Andrews Sisters. This is just one of my favorite of all time records. It is just a classic collection of great songs. I grew up listening to this crap because my father was so into old music and old movies from his experiences on the radio. So he brought this stuff home. He would use it on his show, and then he'd bring it home and he'd play it and he'd crank it up and we'd be like, what the hell's that? Right? So I grew up listening to a lot of this stuff, and I would be singing these songs around my friends or people I knew, and they'd be like, what the fuck what are you singing, man? So yeah, check it out. The best of the Andrews Sisters, and I'll do something here that I haven't been doing a lot of lately. Right? Let me go ahead and kill this sound. I haven't been doing a lot of stuff. Period. So here you go. It's posting links, sausage links. I haven't been posting any sausage links lately in the comments. So that's what I'm going to do this morning. I am going to post some sausage links, and there we go. Now if I could just find that one album. Oh man, they got some great stuff. These broads were the shit, man. They were awesome. There are girl groups and musicians and stuff out now that are totally emulating their stuff, right? They're just awesome. Let's see, Andrews Sisters Greatest. And let me take a look at this playlist. "65 videos. Wow. You know what? This seems like the biggest collection I can see here of Andrews Sisters stuff. So I am going to go ahead and just share this playlist here from somebody Owens. Owen loves his mama. Totally. let me go over here to my show and pop down into the comments there, and I'm just going to leave a little comment there, because I can do that. Sorry, the other day I watched that show, that movie, Bob and Doug McKenzie. Totally. You hoser. Let's see, let's just paste it in there. Sisters collection. Let's just do that. There you go. So check that out. That is some good stuff. I love their harmonies. I love their voices, right? When they were doing their army stuff, I loved their uniforms. They did a lot of, well, I don't know about a lot, but they did a bunch of movies during the war. During World War II, they were really responsible for a lot of morale. And they were awesome. I think the first movie I saw them was the canteen, the one about a canteen was a place where people could go and dance, and it was a club for enlisted men, I believe. Not like an officers club, but enlisted men could go there. I believe both were allowed in the canteen. But the Andrews sisters, they did a lot of stuff. They, in Spielberg's movie in 1941, I believe they used a group that were very, very similar to the Andrews sisters in that. I hope my signal isn't too badly degraded again. I see my shit going into the red here quite frequently again. So I hope you'll give me a heads up if it's really, really bad. Because sometimes it just decides to die out completely, and then it just freezes, and then it just doesn't come back. It just doesn't, and I don't know what to do but reboot. Arg. So today's topic, actually, this week's movie of the week is American Graffiti, because I thought, why not? It's been about time. Right now you can find it streaming somewhere. I think I believe I saw it on Netflix. I believe it's streaming now on Netflix. What's hard to find streaming is more American Graffiti, and it streams live on occasion on Prime, but to find it where you can just watch it, right? And you would think that on Netflix it would be there alongside of the original, but it is not. It is not there. One of my favorite movies, it is my favorite George Lucas movie. He made several movies that weren't Star Wars related, and those are my favorite movies. The movies that he helped produce, of course, are Indiana Jones and Willow with Ron Howard, and of course Ron Howard's affiliation with George Lucas started with American Graffiti. Nobody ever wanted Ron Howard for a part until they realized that he was the only guy that could do what they needed done, right? And it was like always like that. And then it became like that with directing too. Well, you better get Ron Howard to do it. And he would take these odd jobs. and do them. He even took an odd job for George Lucas, directing Han Solo, the movie Solo. So Ron Howard directed this. It was all set up for another director. The other director had planned everything and then got shit canned, right? So everything was ready, right? And at this point, Disney owns Star Wars, everything. And George Lucas actually went to Ron Howard and asked him, we need a director for this, could you? And he just showed up and directed and went on with his life. And it's like, yeah, sure, no problem. And did it as a favor to George Lucas. I mean, isn't that cool? That they had, and it wasn't even George Lucas's movie. It was just something that was like a third cousin to George Lucas at this point. It was totally just an offshoot of something George Lucas had done, and yet he still was able to go and get a friend to come over and help out. That was neat. Yeah, Ron Howard, he pretty much knocks it out of the park every time. But there's only a small, really handful of movies that George Lucas made in his entire career. And the ones that weren't Star Wars related are my favorite, right? THX 1138, that one. And American Graffiti. Those are like two of my favorite Lucas-directed films. Man, this signal is really bad. I hope it's still. I'm coming through. Am I coming through? Hello, is this thing on? But yeah, he was kind of young in that, Ron Howard, in American Graffiti, as was Cindy Williams. Both of them had done a lot. Cindy Williams had done actually more than people thought by the time she got to Laverne and Shirley. By the time she was playing Shirley Feeney alongside of Happy Days and Ron Howard, which was really, really weird. The fact that they came from the same movie to go to the same period piece TV show, that was really bizarre. But Shirley, Cindy Williams, she had done a bunch of stuff before she got to guest spot on Happy Days, and before she even got to American Graffiti. And then she got that little spot where they showed up as dates for Ron and Ronnie and Potsy, I think it was. And they actually hired Penny Marshall and Cindy Williams as writers, so that they would just spend their day sitting together writing, brainstorming ideas for two girls to do. And then after they started the show Laverne and Shirley, that was such a great idea to just get them together as they weren't writers, right? They were like Saturday Night Live writers, where they would get together and they would create a scene and a skit and do stuff. And what they would do is they would just get together and work on bits that the writers would then work into. Hey, look, we can do this. Hey, she can make funny faces. Hey, she can make funny noises. Look, she's a halfway contortionist. And they would figure out all these little things they could do. And that became such an integral part of creating that whole show, that when it came to doing Laverne and Shirley, the show, after Happy Days, that they hired on Michael McKean and David L. Landers as the same type of team, where they would just pay them to work together. You guys go sit together and work and come up with stuff. And that's where we got a lot of Michael McKean's guitar work and songwriting artistry. And if it wasn't for that, I don't think we would have found Spinal Tap, right? I think that because he had the ability to sit and just work on musical stuff all the time, as well as comedy, that he was able to forge that niche that became Spinal Tap, right? And that's still one of the movies that's in my hard drive that I'm just kind of waiting for that right time to watch. Maybe when Joey's here, we'll watch Spinal Tap. That'll be cool. It's just about 6 a.m. here on the Pacific West Coast here in Joshua Tree, California. It's going to be another warm one today. I will be outside working. I'll be working in the shade and in the sun. It doesn't really bother me too much. I sweat like I just dunked my head in a pool, but hey, what are you going to do? That's fine. I drink a lot of water. I get a lot of rest because I don't move fast. I work fast, but I don't move fast. I move smart. And I can't wait to get over there today and get it done, and be done with that project, be done with paying for something that needs to be dealt with, and then moving on to the next. I think the next thing is going to have to be the car. I'm going to have to get that PCM thing and get that shipped here so I can do it myself. I can't pay the mechanic anymore until I get past this. If this doesn't do it, then it's back to the mechanic, and I can say, okay, look, we did this, and this didn't work, and what you did didn't work, so let's try something else. And I don't want to go to another mechanic. I want to stay with the same one so that we know exactly what's going on with the vehicle. And at this point, we have no clue what's going on with the vehicle. It stalls out. It won't. So I gotta get it to where it don't do that anymore. I need it to be 100% reliable because I plan on traveling with it. Stop. I don't want to wake up anyone. I want to travel. I want to be able to drive from here to Northern California or Oregon or Colorado or even frickin' Mexico if I want to. I want to be able to just hit it and get it. And I can't do that right now. I can only travel within about 100 miles of my home because I have roadside assistance that will pay for that. So the camping trip that I did, it was $189 round trip. So I just stayed under. There you go. I'm going in again. I need someone to cover me. Hello, anybody there? Is this thing on? Let me go, oh, there, oh man. See? It totally fucking boobered me. Come on. Yeah, see, I hate it when that happens. All I wanted to do, man, all I wanted to do was just do that. There. All I wanted to do was just check on my comments, and I tapped the screen, and all of a sudden I'm watching a fucking Sherlock Holmes video, and I'm like, what the hell had happened? Big stupid fingers. Stupid finger. Alright. So, my plan was to watch a movie this morning, an Ed film, but because of technical difficulties, I think we're going to forego that this morning. It's too glitchy, so we'll try it another day. There you go. We will read from the TV guide here. I have a TV guide here from September 3rd through September 9th, 1977. And it's got a show called The Oval Office. And look at that lineup. So Jason Robards in the front, and then Andy Griffith. Oh, what is that guy's name? And then there's Robert Vaughn, right? Is that who that is? Robert Vaughn. The guy in the middle. The guy in the middle. Oh, what is his name? Let's see. What is his name? The cast of The Oval Office. It's a mini-series. And what is that guy's name? Yeah, The Oval Office, yeah. Let me see if I can find out what day it's on. There it is. Watch the blinds, close doors. Cliff Robertson, that's him. Jason Robards, Stephanie Powers, Robert Vaughn, Lois Nettleton, Barry Nelson, Harold Gould, Tony Bill, and Andy Griffith. Special appearance by John Houseman. John Houseman. Alright, so it is Monday today. It is Monday. And guess what? It's Labor Day here. So we got Labor Day. Monday. And let me show you this. That's funny. Labor Day. There you go. So this is Monday, Labor Day, September 5th, 1977. This is the evening. And let's look at Hollywood squares. Susan George, George Goebel, Gabriel Kaplan, Paul Lynn, Connie Stevens, McLean Stevenson, Nancy Walker, Damone Wilson, Jonathan Winters. There you go. All right, at 8 o'clock, a pilot, McNamara's Band. There you go. Oh, here we go. This is some of my favorite stuff on here tonight. Laugh-In with Betty Davis. Upstairs, Downstairs. Still at 8 o'clock, CBS Galaxy. Dick Van Dyke is the host for a preview of CBS's fall lineup. All right. Black Journal, Película, which is Los Hombres de Lupe Alvarez. There you go. Gunsmoke. And at 8:30, baseball, Poldark. And at 9, here we go, Lance Kerwin is James at 15. James at 15, a 1977 movie about a 15-year-old Walter Mitty. Like James Thuber's whimsical character, James Hunter fantasizes a lot, imagining himself in humorous dream sequences as a heroic lover, a champion athlete. Then one day a dream comes true. James's high school crush, a wistful blonde named Lacey, falls in love with him. But her happiness is cut short when the Hunters leave their Oregon home for a new one in Boston. Heartbroken and homesick, James steals away and boards a bus headed west, launching an odyssey of self-discovery that provides some hard lessons in growing up. Wow. Lance Kerwin, Melissa Sue Anderson, Lyndon Childs, Lynn Carlin, Kate Jackson, Vincent Van Patten, Kim Richards, Deirdre Birthrong. Ooh. This is a guy, Lance Kerwin, who graduated from the same junior high that I did a couple of years before I went there. And he lived nearby our area and was kind of a local celebrity. And he was such a great actor. I just saw him the other day. We were watching I think it was Gunsmoke, and up pops a little young Lance Kerwin, and his acting ability at such a young age was just phenomenal. As he got older, it wasn't as good as it was when he was a kid, right? Had he stayed with acting and maybe gotten into theater or something and kind of grew as an actor, he would have been phenomenal. Unfortunately, he fell victim to a lot of peace, man. Take care of yourself. Have a good day's sleep. Have a good night at work tonight. Love you, man. See you soon. But, you know, unfortunately, his life was cut short. His Hollywood career was cut short when he became a victim of Hollywood's bullshit and left Hollywood. And then he just died a few years ago. And yeah, there you go. He did do some acting a few years before he passed away, and kind of had a little resurgence while living in Hawaii. So let's see. So we've got at 9 o'clock. We've got the James at 15 movie. Shades of Green. Fitzpatrick's is a drama debut. It's a Helen Hunt vehicle here, and she is young. Yep. I don't see any names that are standout names here. There's also Tony Rome. Frank Sinatra movie is on at 9. 9:30. Policers. I have no idea what that is. Some kind of weird show. At 10, Della Reese and Woody Herman in concert. Drama debut. Rafferty, Patrick McGowan. There you go. Seabrook report. Do we need it? The building of the Seabrook nuclear power plant in New Hampshire. There you go. At 11, Fernwood tonight, 11:05, Love American Style. Late night, we've got Streets of San Francisco. David Brenner on Johnny Carson co-hosting, guest hosting. Kojak, Toma, All My Darling Daughters, again, Tom Snyder, Scientology again. And then we go into tomorrow morning, and we'll pick that up again tomorrow morning. And in the last few minutes, we've lost Joey to his sleepiness because he works all night and has to sleep all day. I'm going to go heat up my coffee, and then we are going to discuss what the hell's going on. Because what's going on? What do you got going on? I know what I got going on. Mess. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that when I get the PCM for my van, it will fix the problem. If it fixes the problem and I have access to my van whenever I want, as far as I want, then what I'm probably going to do is fill the back part of my van with boxes of merchandise that can be in the van, right? And then from there create boxes of merchandise here in my house, so that they can be easily put into the van. Curate a little setup so that I can set up my canopy and tables and cover the tables with stuff and have all of the things that I need to make that work without any problems. And then I'm ready to, at any time, throw some shit in my van and go set up and sell 8-tracks and stereos and 45s and whatever else I decide that I can cut loose with. Because I got a lot of stuff. And if I can create a large enough inventory, what I'd like to do is whittle down my stuff to only what I need, what I really want, and then have a continuing inventory of old crap that I can get rid of, right? And I'm not talking about selling it off real cheap, you know, to people who want to use the 8-tracks as art materials or skeet targets or something. I want it to go to people who, you know, see that it is a nice, clean, refurbished 8-track and a nice, clean, rebuilt machine, and yes, that's what they want. They want something they can invest some money into and then learn about it, and then so eventually they're buying stuff themselves and refurbishing it, right? Or maybe they'll be like, yeah, I don't want to get into that, I'll just pay the little extra to get it and make it playable, you know. Can you find me these tapes and that kind of shit? Totally. Because that's what, you know, that's what I do. I just find this old shit and then fix it up. And for the longest time, I was just fixing it up and using it. But I can only use so much, right? I would love to have a giant house with one entire wall that was 8-track tapes, another wall that was LPs, another wall that was videos, right? That would be great. Another wall that's books. And that would be the media room. And in that media room, all the machines you would need to play any of that media. Right? Totally. I'm telling you. I got a lot of crap. I can't use it all. I can store it all, but I can't use it all. I can't even display it all. So the best thing to do would be to fix it up and find it a new home. I'm probably going to fix up some of the best stuff for me to keep. You know, like this new Pioneer player recorder that I got, along with that CB player. I think I'm going to be keeping that Pioneer. And selling a bunch of my Radio Shack and Panasonic stuff, like this old speaker set and the little JCPenney player. That one's definitely going on the chopping block there, for sure. And that's one of the cheaper models there, the JCPenney 8-track player. But it's still, I mean, it's $100 and a quarter, easy, out the door. It, speakers, and a case with 5 cartridges. $1.25 out the door. I can do that shit all day long, you know. As long as I get machines that aren't too far gone, then they can be brought back to life. Totally. I can't wait to get into more auto cartridge players, 8-track players. That's going to be fun. And I can't wait to get one installed in my van. Because once I get the computer problem or whatever's wrong with my van, as soon as I get that done, the next step is installing my TV, installing the CV player, installing the 8-track player, installing the VCR, the DVD player, getting all of that stuff put in there, so that wherever and whenever I decide to just pack it up, even if I'm just sitting down out trying to vend some of this stuff that I have, right? I can just turn on the car and stick an 8-track in and play it, you know. Turn on the TV, have power so people can test their stuff. Bada bing bang boom. Totally. And the one thing that I need to do is create some kind of pamphlet, right? Some kind of literature that explains to people how to take care of their shit. You know, this is old, don't abuse it. Don't let it just play unattended. If it eats a tape, do this. You know, if it stops playing, do this. Don't ship it back to me. You know, email me and I'll send you the information you need to send it to somewhere to get it fixed, basically. Because there's going to be no guarantee on old shit like this. The guarantee is going to be like, look, it works now. I can guarantee you that when you take it home with you, it will be working. That's all I can guarantee. And if you follow the instructions, you probably won't screw it up, right? And that's the best I can do. But I've got so many machines. Every time I go out into my storage unit and go, oh my God, there's so many machines. There's just so many. So I'm going to just start bringing them in. And I get such a small place here that I literally have to swap stuff out. It's like, okay, I'm done with all of this shit. It's got to go out, and I got to bring a new wave of stuff in. Crazy. So, I think this room has got to get, like, gutted and restocked. I've got, you know, a dozen 8-track cases that I need to get stuffed in over here, right? I'm probably going to be emptying them just so that I can lay them all out and organize them, right? Sheesh. And I'm not going to be searching and using eBay and using Discogs and all of that to find out what they're worth. I am going to be selling them at flat rate prices for what I feel like they're worth. Right, what they're worth to me. Some of them are going to be really expensive because I don't want to sell them, but if somebody offers me enough, I'll sell it. And most of them are going to be between $5, $10, and $15, right? Because that's about what the desirability is on a lot of those. And I'm offering at those prices because they're not garage sale pieces that don't work and they've never been tested and they're full of spider webs and shit, right? They're going to be ones that have been cleaned and restored and tested and approved and bagged and cleaned, saved. That's what you're paying the extra for. And you're paying a little extra to make sure that you really want it and you're going to hold on to it. If you're going to pay that, then you're going to keep it. And I know that. And then later down the road, you can send me 8 tracks to fix, and for a fee, I'll fix them up, send them back to you. Bada bing. Or you can buy them from me for about the same price. Pick them out from somewhere, ship them directly to me, I restore them, ship them off to you. Yeah. Because it's fun stuff. I love 8 tracks. You know, they were really cumbersome when they were fully in use. I can see why they switched to cassettes, because of the whole finicky nature of the machines and the tapes, you know. Because it can drive you nuts if you have an issue with your player or a tape that's got problems. You're screwed. It's just going to eat that fucking thing. I've had problems before where I'd be listening to a tape and go, oh shit, it just ate the fucking tape. You pull it out and it's just looks like the tape it's been just accordionated. It's just accordion and 80 feet of accordion. It's just horrible. Or it plays and plays and plays, but it's stuck on the inside and it's not winding up. It's running into the machine, right? And then it gets to the end and then just snaps. And then you just got a machine full of tape and you got to pull it out, spaghetti. And then what do you do with it? I bag them up and stick them in a Ziploc and tuck them away until I decide I want to sit and iron out the fucking tape and then figure out which direction it's going in and then wind it up and then rewind it onto a spool and then test it and then figure out that it's wound backwards and then wind it onto another spool. They can be a pain in the ass. So I pick specific cartridges that I like to work on. And I open those and I clean those. Other ones, I don't necessarily open them. I replace pads and splices and then test them and hope that that's it. And that's all you can do. Some of them are riveted together and you just cannot open them. And if you're lucky, those are ones that you can easily replace pads and splice on. And if not, you're just boned. They just go up on a shelf until you can come up with some kind of solution. And it's all about research, talking to people who've done a million of these things. And I'm gonna save a good selection of 8-tracks just to complement my LP collection and have stuff to play in the car. I want a good cross section of music on 8-track to play in the van, right? And then I just remembered I have more 8-tracks in another place. Jeez. And then I'm gonna just have a nice couple of cases to take out to the van when I'm doing stuff. Cases I can swap out and move stuff around. Or just have a wall shelf for all of my 8-tracks and a couple of cases where I can say, okay, I'm going to go on a road trip and I want this and this and this and this, and then just fill up the cases and take them and then bring them back and put them back up on the shelves. That's probably the smart thing to do. So there you go. But the CB player and the 8-track player have got to get installed in the van. I'm probably going to come up with a line from my battery with a fuse, inline fuse, and bring that in and give myself a power station. I'll bring it in underneath the dashboard somewhere where I can put a small fuse panel so I can kind of do it as the best I can, right? Bring inline fuse right out of the battery, bring it to another or before the fuse panel, and then have a little fuse panel so I can kind of direct things. Maybe a switch to turn the power off completely. And then have a little place where I can wire in, first of all, just to wire in the stereos to test them to see if they actually work, right? Once I get one that works, I can then mount it and then figure out speakers. Yeah, we'll see. It should be quite a challenge. Once I get this area cleaned up in here and the table clean, I'm just going to be sitting here working on 8 tracks every morning. and try to give myself a job. Try to get into some kind of routine, because I'm not going to be doing regularly scheduled programming for a while, because I just don't have the hard drive space. So I think the best use of my time could just be creating inventory, just creating stock. So I'm going to bring in a stack of machines here, and I'm going to clear this table. I'm going to box up this stereo and speakers, put the stereo, clean it up, put it in a bag, put one cartridge with it as a test cartridge, the cables, a little styrofoam to keep the things separate, but put it in a box so that it's ready to go, and then put a price on it. And that'll be it. Box that one up, and then I'm going to use this table to just organize 8 tracks, because I've got so many. So I'm going to do, like, here's all of my Chicago, right? Here are the ones I want to keep, and let's categorize the rest as far as desirability and condition, and take it from there. And I'm just going to do that with every single cartridge. I've got to order bags. I've got to order plastic baggies, 5x7 plastic bags, so I can so I can preserve these things properly. Even the ones that are unopened still need to go into a bag for safety. And then, rather than display them on a shelf like this when selling them, I may have some test copies here, right? I'm going to put them all in bags and then in boxes, so you'll literally have to go through them like looking through comic books or albums, and then pull them out, so that they stay, in one organized place. And if I bring a box out and set it and just fill a table filled with boxes, then it's easy to pack up and put back in the van and get ready for the next day. And not that I want to do this regularly, but I want to make it so that I can do it anytime I want. Oh, it's a holiday. The town's going to be filled with people. I'm going to go down in the morning and sell for 4 hours. That's what I want to do. And see what's there, And if I can come up with more stuff, then I'll just keep putting more and more out. But it's got to be old. It's got to be vintage. I got 2 typewriters I've got that are ready to go, plus all of the extra stuff that goes with it, right? I need to put together a couple of 8-track players, a couple of stereos, a couple of portable units. Put together some boxes of 45s, some boxes of 33 thirds, some boxes of 8 tracks. Most of what I'm going to have is going to be 8 tracks and players, but I'm going to have a whole shitload of other stuff so that I can feel good about, being out there all day if I am. And it's not just about a couple of things, Looking for something? Ask me. And if people are, hey, can you help me find this? Then it's like, yeah, here's my card, and shoot me a text so that I have your information and exactly what you're looking for, a photo if you can find one, and then I'll keep my eyes open. Totally, eh? Yeah, let me have my wife come down and I'll run up to the house and grab it. Because I got a lot of crap. Totally, eh? Yeah. Got about a half an hour left on this morning's show. I can't believe it's the 1st of September, right? Wow, this year cranked through pretty quick. Just a few months left. Just a few months. What are you gonna do, right? Such is life. Yeah, it's just about time for some breakfast and get dressed in my painting gear. My whites. White shirt, white pants, white shoes, white hat. With a white towel tucked up under their hat, keeping my neck from burning. Yeah. I'm going to have breakfast and get ready between 7 and 8. I'm going to be out of here by 8 and go by Home Depot and then be at work and working by 9, 10, 11, 12, 3 to 5 hours. Ought to do it. I'll take with me a lot of water, a protein shake, you know, maybe a PB&J. I don't know, probably not. I don't really like to eat while I'm working because it just slows me down, especially if I'm tired. It'll just make me want to go to sleep. So I'll work until I can't take it anymore. If I finish today, I finish today. If not, I've at least made enough money to get the guitars, and I can go tomorrow and finish. Well, rather Thursday, because Wednesday is a university day like today, but today's a holiday, so we're not leaving today. My daughter, Saturday night, she's in there and she had to read and watch some stuff, and then she's like had to do an essay, had to write an essay, her first essay of the year. So she did that, and she's like, yeah, I finally got it done, and I turned it in, and I got up in the morning and my professor had gotten it and read it and graded it, and I got 100%. And I'm like, yeah, the first A of the year, and it's like A. So keep it up, kid. And I mean, it's like planned in this whole scenario. It's planned that at some point she'll screw up, right? And that's the way it's planned. Like, okay, you just plan in that once a year you're going to have a like, oh fuck situation, and you're going to screw up, right? And she never has that. She has the overwhelming sensation that she's going to blow it, but she never does. She always comes through even better than before. She just, every time she's just better and better and better. So yeah, hopefully that knock on wood, hopefully that will never come to pass, but she has to know that it's okay, and to expect failure and be okay with it and just use it to learn. And every once in a while you have to expect that things are going to be a drag, and you're just going to have to shine stuff on. I can't deal with that, I got to deal with this. And she does that, but then she winds up just dealing with this and then being able to go back and deal with that, and also being able to go forward and deal with this. So she lets herself get overwhelmed, and she's learning more and more how to deal with that better and better, and that's really neat. I don't know, nobody knows here at home where this is going to lead, where this is ultimately going to. Bachelor's degree, good, right? Floundering, not good. Working, good. Not working, not good. So she has a routine, she has a schedule, she's got continuity, she's got a reason to to do stuff every day, right? And that's important. So if she can take that and use what she's done here to get her a position doing something where she has a routine, right? And you know what? It doesn't have to be about the money. It has to be about doing something that she feels good about doing. Eventually it's going to lead to money, you know. And if she decides she wants to get into construction and swing a fucking hammer and that makes her feel good, then I'm all for it. You know, she could be the contractor with a bachelor's degree. Sure. Why the hell not? A bachelor's degree in psychology, no less. Yeah. Well, one of my fans died. I'm like, hey, why isn't that fan on? I went to turn it on, and it's like, well, it must be on. It's plugged in, and I felt it was warm, and it was like, ah, shit. It froze up. So, I yanked it. I had to grab another one out of a... I think we're just about down to the last fan. So, I need to go to Walmart the next time and get a half dozen of their little $4 or $5 fans. Little clip-on fans, 3-speed, 2-speed. Why do I get 6 of them? Because they're cheap, and I try to get them when they're on sale. And I like to have them around because they're cheap, and they only last about a year. Yeah, it's just the way it is. They're just crap. I hate to throw them away. What I'd like to do is take them and salvage a lot of the parts from them for other things. You know, take those propellers and screens and stuff and create little pieces of art to hang in the trees. You know, snip the cord off and wrap it up and save it for like when I'm working on one of these machines here and need a new cord. I just replaced a cord, snipped it, got the 2 ends ready, and then soldered everything together and wrapped it up really good with tape inside the machine, and then closed it back up. So that's cool. I like that I'm able to do that kind of stuff, you know. Makes me feel good. It's not that, you know, ooh, look what I can do. It's like, wow, I did that. That was fun. Let me do something else, you know. It's just neat. I've been doing that since I was a little kid, just ripping shit apart and fixing it. I gotta heat this up so I can enjoy it. It's the last of the coffee for me this morning. And I always love to have it nice and hot, just to enjoy that last bit. Totally, eh? So 8 tracks. We're going to be screwing around with 8 tracks. We're going to be talking about 8 tracks. We're going to be loving 8 tracks and playing with 8 tracks. What I should probably do is get a recorder together at some point over the next few months that we're going to be doing 8 tracks, and get a recorder in here and record something here. Record me playing some music on 8 track so that I've got something to play through the 8-track player, right? So what I might do is set up, I'm going to set up a reel-to-reel player in here and an 8-track, so a reel-to-reel player recorder, an 8-track player recorder, cassette player recorder, and put them all into a mixer so that I can channel them into this unit here, my audio-video mixer, or I can channel them into each other to record from reel-to-reel to 8-track and cassette and all of that, and then have it so that I can play an 8-track through a machine here. What I think I'll do is I'll take some of my father's stuff from reel-to-reel and put it onto 8-track, because that'll be an easy deal, right? Push play on the reel-to-reel, push record on the 8-track. Bada bing. And I also want it set up in here so that I can start recording old school onto reel-to-reel. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably have to get 2 reel players in here so that one of them can be playing and one of them can be recording. So therefore I can record a track of me playing the guitar, and then over that I can record, not over that, but I can play that while recording more stuff, right? And then I can just keep doing the overdubbing stuff like that. The way they used to do it a long time ago, before they came up with all kinds of player recorder, the real thick tapes and all of that shit. Wide tapes, not thick. You know, multi-track. Before all of that shit, they just had these little stereo reel-to-reel player recorders. So I'm going to be using that, and I'm going to be see if I can borrow the Tascam 4-track that I sold to my friend years ago. And if he doesn't have that, then I'm just going to come up with some other solution to record individual tracks, but also to be able to pull them together in one cohesive, in an actual song. So that'll be fun. Yeah, I've got to, after I get through this week right now, this week is just going to be a lot about work. I think if I do this and get this done today, I think Thursday is going to be, maybe a little bit today, but I think Thursday is going to be checking out some tile work, repair work, and see if I can handle that. And then my wife is always out doing stuff with people and always finds somebody that needs something done. So hopefully I can dig up some more work here and there. At some point when we get this vacation rental empty with no tenants for the weekend, we're going to do a garage sale. And as soon as we know, yes, that's the day we're going to do it, then I can post some pictures and information. Build some signs, put some signs out on the corner. And then stay in the house for the weekend. You know, organize stuff a little bit on Friday. Saturday morning, get up and drink coffee and drag shit out into the driveway. And, yeah, just try to make some bread, you know. Just try to make some bread. I think that the owner of the place is going to be there today, and he's going to drop off a bunch more crap. So I need to get over to that place today in my van and put the seats back in my van because they're in that garage, and that'll allow him to have some more room. And then I'm going to let him know, hey, look, we're going to swap out a few things in the house and then sell those things that we swap out. Because, you know, it'll just make it easier in a few places. Some things that are there just don't get any use, so it's like, get rid of them. Some things that were there made the place nicer, and I don't want to just sell them. I want to put them back in the house and make the house nice again, you know. And then start adding to the house. Rather than start subtracting from the house, I want to start adding to the house. Just subtle little changes here and there. Let's you know, add a stereo to the house and some records and see what happens, you know. Okay, that was good. People, we got a good response. Let's add a VCR and some tapes. And if that's a good response, then we'll take it a step further and we'll build a little library of stuff that people can get into, right? And if you give these renters little points of interest that are like, yeah, this is cool, you got to stay here because they've got this great collection of stuff. That's where you build your own little brand, right? Your own little following. And that's what we need. We need people to, like, boast about the place. And there's nothing to boast about. There's just places like, it's like a doctor's office lobby. It's just horrible. So I'm going to give it some more life, to put some life back into it. And that'll be fun. Yeah, it's just about 10 minutes to the top of the hour here. And I've got to get my act together and go do some work again today. I'm putting on my painting clothes and I'm going to go paint and raise more money to do the things that I need to do. I'm semi-retired, so I don't like to work. It hurts. It hurts. So, but there are things that need to be taken care of, and I can't just say, you know, here, you guys take care of it. So I got to get the guitars from the guitar technician, my last guitar to work on, and my wife's mandolin. So now they both should be playable. My 1987 Kramer Farrington acoustic electric should now be playable, and I couldn't be happier. So I'm going to get that stuff back. I'm going to get a PCM for my van. It's one of the little computer module thingies. And then only then can I worry about getting a new external hard drive for my computer. And what I'm probably going to do is switch goals and not just go for one, but go for two. I'm going to try to raise enough funds so that I can get 2 external hard drives to better organize what I've got going on, but also to have a backup of the most important stuff, the family stuff. I want 1 hard drive to back up all of my YouTube stuff, 1 hard drive to back up all of my family stuff, and then 2 hard drives, working hard drives. 1 that just stays with all the stuff on it, but things removed over to another hard drive. But I want to have 1 hard drive that I can just fill up and then empty onto other hard drives. Yeah. So I'm probably going to go for a couple of hard drives just so that I can, you know, keep shit together and keep moving. But I'm not going to do any heavy creating until of the you know, the regular programming, the radio shows and ed films. I'm not going to do much more of that until close to the first of the year, and then I'll start uploading stuff for January. And then I'm just going to take the next couple of months working on the next season of this and the next season of that and the next season of the other thing, and use this time to figure out what the hell I have here. I've got so much crap here, and I just need to get it all figured out. Yeah. It's just about time for cereal. And that's cool, man, because I'm getting hungry. And I enjoy my hot cereal every day. So, a little hot cereal, get cleaned up, put my teeths in, get dressed for work, and then get the hell out of here before 8 o'clock. So I have to be in hustle mode this morning. And then hopefully I can get the bulk of what I have to do done before noon, right? I'd like to be out of there by 1. I really do need to get over to the house down the street, right? So chances are my wife will probably just walk over there, because it's literally down the road here. So she might just walk over there and meet me there, so that I can just finish what I gotta do. If it looks like I'm gonna have a big chunk of time left, I'm walking away today and coming back on Thursday. More than likely, I'll get it done today, the painting, and then get a jump on this Airbnb that we've got to work on. I got to get my chairs. I got to get the chairs back in the van, get them out of that garage. That's important. Well, this has been Monday, blah, 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 blah. And boy, have I done a lot of blah, blah, blah. You know? Totally, eh? I don't even think I played. Did I play the opening? I think I played the opening thing. But I don't know if I did or I didn't. What the hell do I care? I'm here. I'm weird. Get used to it. I'm gonna do my last swallow of coffee here in a second, and my last bong hit of the morning, and then I'm gonna have some breakfast, get cleaned up, get the hell out of here. I gotta find a hat. I got a lot of hats. Summer hats, winter hats, regular everyday hats. Well, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. Last swaller. All right. We're not doing Minecrafting tonight. My daughter has her new SD card. She's downloading and testing one game at a time. And we're just going to see what happens. Next week, more than likely, I'm coming back with Minecrafting Monday and the Grateful Dead. So that'll be fun. That is a day that we go down to university. So it's like on days that we can make it back by 4 o'clock, then I can get the show ready and be on by 5. If we can't be here by 4, it's too difficult to get everything set up and ready to go and get live by 5. So I think Mondays my daughter and I are going to have to work together to get the show on the air Monday nights. It might take a little shoehorning to get it on, but we're going to get it on. We're going to get it on the air. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Alright. It's just about time for me to get the heck out of here. I will be back again tomorrow with more of the same. We've got, tomorrow we're talking about the TV series Police Squad, which is an offshoot of the Naked Gun series, brought to you by the same guys who did Airplane and a bunch of weird shit like that, right? So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about 8 tracks. I think tomorrow we'll actually look at some 8 tracks and see what's going on. If I can get some shit set up here tonight, because I don't know what's going on tomorrow. So I'll try to get something set up here tonight. Get my tools, get a clean spot, and get ready to open up some 8 tracks and see how they work. And then at some point this week we're going to open up this and test this this Pioneer player recorder. Pardon me. So it should be interesting this week. As far as the rest of my day goes, I am going to be painting and today just painting. I'm going to go paint, do a little bit of cleaning, get my chairs back in the van, and hopefully get the camping gear out of my van, because it's still got tents and stakes and shit in the back, and it's just like, wow, what a fucking lazy dude. Yeah, well, like I said, pretty much the whole week is scheduled to just do 8-track shit. So if you want to come hang out, you got any questions, you want to talk about stuff, you got 8 tracks you want me to find for you, that's cool too. I gotta get rolling because I gotta eat some breakfast and get dressed and get the hell out of here. So you all know what to do, right? Spread peace and love, not bullshit, right? Take care of each other out there. Do something for yourself, but do something for somebody else too. Why? Because it makes you a better person, right? So do that. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just take care of each other. All right. Most especially, stay weird. Because if you ain't weird, ain't nobody gonna be weird for you, people. You got to put in the effort. You got to do it. You got to just do it. Just stay weird, man. You know what? Be nice to people for no damn reason. That's weird. That'll freak them out. My God, this guy's weird. Why is he so nice? All right, you guys. Love you all. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by, Joey. Have a good night. And, oh yeah, adios.